Hello and benvenuto to Life's Questions and Lessons. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. This podcast is unedited because life is unedited. Now let's get started with our first question. How do I know if I'm not pushing myself hard enough? How do I know if I'm not pushing myself hard enough? So last episode, we had the inverse of this question. How do I know if I'm pushing myself too hard? And I really thought it was important to deal with the opposite, right? A lot of times we'll be, depending on the day, right? We'll be experiencing one emotion and then the opposite emotion the next day. So as I was exploring this question for myself, I really went back to the feeling. I know in my soul if I'm not pushing myself hard enough. And I can't lie to myself. I mean, I can, obviously, I have the ability to lie to myself, but all the me's in my head will come together and go, girl, you know good and well, you are not pushing yourself hard enough. And so I really challenge you to explore this question in whatever way works best for you. Really think about any particular area. For me, this really comes into my workouts. I have a very interesting relationship with exercise. I believe in it. I really, really think that there is a place for movement in everyone's life. I think there are so many reasons to add movement consistently throughout your week, whether that's, twice a week, 4 times a week, whatever it is. But there is something to be said, but I don't always feel like it. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so it's interesting. And then there's this whole mindset piece of what I do when I exercise, which is typically interval training, weightlifting, and cardio. And feeling strong, it really puts my mind into this space of I can do anything that is challenging. Like I literally can do anything that is challenging in real life because look at what I just accomplished in this workout. I didn't even want to be here. I didn't even want to pick up this weight. I didn't even want to put on my workout clothes. And I'm here and I'm lifting and I'm huffing and puffing and I'm giving it all I have. But look what I accomplished. Like, look at how I overcame this challenge. And so that's the other side of it. So if exercise isn't your, area that you want to look at, obviously look at whatever area of your life this applies to. Like maybe it's in your career, maybe you really want a new role or you want to even a new challenge in your current role. And you want that, what that's going to do to, your self-esteem, what that's going to do with the fulfillment that you have in that particular job. Obviously, you want to make sure you're looking for fulfillment in multiple places, but just, that particular piece of the pie is going to add a certain level of fulfillment. And maybe you need to, learn some new skills. Maybe you need to take a few classes. And you're like, I should do it, but I don't really. That would be an indication of maybe you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And the second question would be why, right? If you realize you're not pushing yourself hard enough, then why? And the last thing I will say about this, when I say push, I'm pretty big on not forcing yourself to do something. That's very different. When I say push, I mean, a little bit, just challenging yourself to go a little bit further, So those are the questions I had on my heart today. Really, really hope this was helpful for you. As always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to my words. And if this was helpful for you, please share it. And until next time, take care.